Here I have a pair of FatShark Attitude goggles and a pair of FatShark Dominator HD goggles. When I first got into flying FPV, I decided I wanted to buy some goggles. Well, they had the teleporters, which were the cheapest, and the Predators were a little bit more money, but then I decided on getting these Attitudes because I wanted a larger field of view that these offered. These have a soft kind of rubberized shell on the outside. It comes with a built-in video 5.8 receiver, and it has like a 35-degree field of view. Now, when I bought these, they didn't come with a battery, so I had to improvise and get my own battery, and I made this little adapter cable here so that I could, not have to cut off the ends of this or use any kind of special charger. And this works out well. This 90-degree bend makes it easy to plug into the goggles. But the only things that I didn't like about this was it has these two buttons up here, I guess if you call them, a little rocker switch and then the little nub here. Now the rocker switch, what this does is it lets you change the channel that you're on, and this does some of the adjustments and the contrast and things. Now the thing I really like about these is that they have the bigger field of view, and I've been using these for about a year. Well, I decided that it was about time to get a second pair that I could use for myself and then let these become the ride-along goggles. And that's where I got these FatShark Dominator HDs. These were a pretty penny because I think they're some of the best ones that they make. These probably are the best FatShark goggles they make right now. Anyway, this one I got this set used, and it came with the 5.8 receiver already in it, so that was nice. Usually the receiver comes separate. You have to buy your own and put it in, and you can buy a 5.8 or a 1.3 or 2.4. This also came with the Trinity head tracker that's in here, and I haven't tried it yet, but everybody says it works a lot better. The thing I like about this one is it has these more clear buttons up here. These are for the channel, obviously, and these are for the volume if you're doing audio through your headphones. It also has a head tracker here, and it also has the built-in DVR. And right here is where the little memory card goes in, and to get it to work, or to turn on, you hold down this button here for about 3 seconds, and this little red light right here, and this little hole comes on. Then to start recording, you just click it again, and it starts recording. When you want to stop recording, you click it again, and it stops recording. Now, it works really well if you remember to hit stop. If you're flying along and you're done, you pull this out while it's recording, well, your file just got corrupted and it's not playable. So you just have to remember to hit this. Now, between these two, I think these FatShark Dominator HDs are way better. Now, when I first got them, though, I plugged them both into, I plugged in my quadcopter with the camera on it, and I looked in these, and then I looked in these, and I looked in these, and I looked in these, and I thought, why in the world did I buy these? These are supposed to have a 45-degree field of view, whereas these have a 35-degree field of view. And at first I thought, man, I can't believe I spent so much money on this, and I don't even see much of a difference. And I thought, well, at least I got the DVR functionality out of it. Well, the first time I went to the flying field and I actually flew with these, it was obviously bigger than it had been before. And like when I said, if you're just sitting in the store testing these or looking at your friends, you probably won't notice much of a difference. The time you're going to notice it is when you fly your own quadcopter with these HDs. You'll notice the screen is way bigger than normal, and it is way easier to see things, and it's also a lot more clear. Surprisingly, it's actually more clear than this. I took these later and I tried to fly with these again, and I felt like they were just so cramped on what I could see, and I was having a hard time adjusting to them. I couldn't believe that I'd flown with these for so long. I think it's just like every other pair of goggles. If you have, whatever you have, you don't really know how bad it is until you see something better. And once you've seen something better, you just don't much care for what you had before. I've read several postings about how people say the Dominator HDs have blurry corners and they have a hard time adjusting correctly and whatnot, but I haven't had any problems like that. The only problem that I usually have is the same that everybody has, that you don't put these squarely on your eyes and kind of shift it over to the side, and then you get blurry everything, But I had the same problem with these. You got to put these straight on your eyes and then everything works okay. And it does have the adjusters down here on the bottom, so you can, adjust them if you need to in and out. Along with the recording functionality of the DVR, you also have the ability to play back your videos in your goggles immediately. What you need to do is turn off your internal receiver right here with the switch, flip the switch over here, and then you, up here on top, you push this and you push it forward and hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds, and it flips into the DVR mode. Then there's like a little on-screen display where you can, scroll through and select your different videos and play them. Now, another reason I wanted to get these Dominator HDs was because I want to be able to tune into my friend's frequency and record their videos onto my goggles. That's a lot easier than saying, hey, can I put my camera on your quadcopter? Or here, use my memory stick instead of yours. You just use these and you can just record it all yourself. Overall, I'm very happy with the upgrade from the FatShark Attitudes to the Dominator HDs. Now, I did consider going to the Dominator V2s, but the FatShark Attitudes have a 35-degree field of view, and so did the Dominator V2s, and I just didn't want to pay all that extra money for just a DVR upgrade and, you know, maybe a little better screen. I wanted to get something where I would notice a difference, and with the 45-degree field of view that these Dominator HDs offer, boy, I noticed the difference. And some people said they don't think this is worth it, you know, and they're more happy with the Dominator V2s. Well, good. I'm glad you're happy. For me, I really like these Dominator HDs, and I recommend these to anybody who can afford them. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about these goggles or the teleporters, I had a set of teleporters also for a while. But if you have any questions about them, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Thanks for watching.